Hello, David. Let me just get to the comments on my computer so I can see. I see like them pop up for like 3 seconds on my computer, but other than that, you cannot see much. I'm sure there's a setting that'll put it up there, but you know what? It's too late to figure that out because I waited to figure it out. You get my point. Let's see here. Hello, Kyle Larson. David, NASCAR Stop Motion and more. How are you guys doing? I hope you are having a good week so far. I guess halfway through the work week, school week, whatever it may be. I hope you're having a good week. Hope you enjoyed the races this past weekend at Texas. Got to go to all three this weekend, actually. Got to go to my first ever Nash truck race. First Xfinity race in like 10 years. I've only been to 2 Xfinity races, and then my first ever All-Star race, but been to quite a few Cup races at Texas, but it was pretty cool to see the All-Star event there. A lot of people were upset because it's Texas and the package, they just wanted a reason to hate, but I honestly had a lot of fun. I thought the racing was pretty decent. It definitely wasn't great. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but last year Bristol All-Star had so much hype and it ended up being such a disappointment, and then Texas All-Star had the lowest expectations. I thought it was good. There was some good racing up front, good racing at the back. Sure, it was difficult to pass like it normally is, but like that at the beginning in that first stage with Larson, Kyle Busch, Byron, and Elliott all fighting for the lead, I had a ton of fun during that. Byron and Larson fighting for a stage win late in one of the stages, Elliott and Byron. It was a pretty fun All-Star race, if you ask me, and especially those last 10 laps with Keselowski, Elliott, and Brad. It was fun to see Jeff Gordon's car beat Brad. Yeah, that was satisfying. Hello, Armando. How you doing? Kyle Larson says, I just got done winning $1 million and $6,000. He won some dirt race on Monday, and he got $6,000. So add $6,000 to that million. Let's see here. Let's see. Go back to the comments real quick. Rate the race out of 100. I think being at the track always adds a little bit. And then also with it being at the track and, every time I go to a race, there's usually 40 cars. So, you can't pay attention to everything at once. But with 20 cars, it was much easier to pay attention to more. And so I think that definitely helped the case. And with the stages being so short, not giving them a chance to really string out, you were able to pay attention to more. So I was able to watch more battles, more side-by-side action. So I think from my perspective, that helped. But out of 100, I'd give it an 83. 83 out of 100 seems like a fair rating from my perspective in the stands. I don't know how it looked on TV. I don't know what it felt like on TV, but the race itself is an 82. The weekend and experience was a 98. I docked 2 points because they scheduled a NASCAR race in June in Texas during sunlight. I love that the All-Star race was here, but I thought we learned our lesson last year in July when they had the makeup race for the spring race in July and made that a 2:30 race. Like, if you're going to do Texas in the summer, you can't do it during the daylight. It's insanely hot. It's bad. It's awful for the fans, the drivers. Like, it's fun. Still, it's a fun time at the track, but it's miserable. With the All-Star race, the sun was behind the stands by the start of the Open, so, it was much cooler from that perspective. But the Xfinity race was hot most of the time. The truck race, it was extremely hot. It doesn't help that you can't bring in coolers, but you can put a bunch of water bottles in your backpack, and that works too. But it's still extremely hot. You get dehydrated, and if you don't put on enough sunscreen, you get sunburned, all that. But if in the future Texas cannot have a June or July race, I think that they should have done the Texas All-Star race the week before COTA. That would have been a good slot. It was probably rainy that week. It rained a ton here in May, but it would have been much cooler. It would have been much less painful in the heat aspect. So yeah, in the future, please do not, NBC Fox, do not schedule a Texas race during the day in June or July or August. It's torture for everyone. So please do not do that. I know they're not listening to me, but You get my point. Let's see. East Up gave it a 65. I'm thinking an 80. Yeah. I heard that the broadcast had some moments that were just kind of meh, and that they kind of messed up a couple things, and some things just seemed off. And I didn't see that, so I don't know about that. But 83 for me. Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson's between teammates. That was crazy. Yeah, so I think it was the second lap of that last 10 lap shootout. And so what happened is, I think it was Elliott on the inside, and he was trying to clear Larson, push him up the racetrack, and that's when Brad came 3 wide. And I had my camera on. I was like, holy crap, Elliott's about to wreck himself and Larson, and Brad's going to win this race, and I'm going to be furious. And luckily, Brad just had a moment, and he didn't clear him. He just kind of kept going on the inside, and Larson was able to get back to his outside, clear him, and he didn't pull away, but he was able to hold him off. So, yeah. Hello, Austin. How you doing? Hope you're having a good week. Have a good afternoon, night, whatever time it is where you are. Off topic, but is the Bucks a championship contender? Being biased, I say yeah. Last night, at times, they looked like a lottery team. They made some pretty stupid mistakes. Giannis dropping that pass. Giannis literally had James Harden, who's not half his size, but much smaller than he is, had him one-on-one posted up. Harden called off the help, and Giannis, instead of, using his size to his advantage, decided to take a turnaround fadeaway shot and missed. That was pretty dumb, if you ask me. If I was Giannis, I would have trucked him. If I got a charge out of it, so what? But I would have tried to dunk on him, lay up, I don't care. But that is the last shot I would take. Let's see. Where was I? Sorry, I get lost in the comments sometimes. I want Texas to have a race like in 2015 where spring was during the night, but the playoff race was during the day. Yes. Texas night race were so underrated. I think it was like 2012 to 2016. The spring race was a night race. Those were the days. Those were the great races. The 2015 spring races was one of the best races I've been to at Texas. Let me think. 2013 spring race, I wasn't there, but I remember watching it on TV and thinking that was a pretty good race. 2016 spring race was good, and then they moved it to the afternoon, and it just... Then they repaved, and then they did what they did to the cars, and it was just a bad mixture of things. Let's see here. I get to go to the Bucks-Nets game tomorrow. I can't wait. Well, have fun with that. I hope you have fun with that. I hope it's a good game. Last night was thrilling. I'm a big Kevin Durant fan. He's my favorite player, so that was really fun to watch him kind of just dismantle the Bucks. But really fun, really fun game last night. So hopefully you get to see an entertaining game just like that one. Yeah, I'd say I'm excited for Nashville. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how the track's going to race. I don't know if there's going to be a ton of tire wear. It seems like there's going to be. They're going to use that tire dragging thing before the race. I don't know how many lines there are going to be for the race. I don't know how the cars are going to handle. I don't know if it's going to be super hot and slick. I don't know anything that's going to happen. It's not going to be as unpredictable as Bristol Dirt or Coda, but, I expect the normal guys to be up front. I expect the Larson, Truex, Elliott, Hamlin, Byron, Kyle Busch. I expect those guys to be up there. With this package, the night race would be fantastic. When I saw Texas All-Star, I was so excited when I saw it was like a 7 o'clock start. But then I remembered it's going to be June. The sun's going to be out till like 8:30. So we only got like the last 30 laps at night, like pure night. And I was like, oh, man, when are we going to get a pure night race back? Hopefully the fall race, it gets rain to like 6 o'clock or something. That'd be cool. I was at the 2015 race. I will never forget the three-way battle. Yeah, that was a fun race. Gordon, I remember that last restart, Gordon and McMurray were on old tires, and Gordon inched out for a second, but McMurray had the preferred line. I think it was the inside, and he rocketed past Gordon. Gordon ended up 7th or something, but 10 to go or something. McMurray was trying to hold off Harvick. It looked like it was those two, but they had raced each other so hard. Jimmy Johnson was able to catch up, and he pulled away and took the win. And then it was a battle between Junior and Harvick for second. Pretty fun race. Yeah, we do get practice and qualifying back. I forgot about that. I forgot those things existed, to be honest with you. But yeah, I guess I'm excited for that. I guess I'll watch those Friday, Saturday, whenever they have those. Burning Rubber, how you doing? Hope you're having a good evening, afternoon, wherever you are, morning, wherever that may be. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm looking at my screen. It made me think of this. It took me almost 4 years to figure it out, but I finally figured out how to put my little logo on the bottom right of the corner of the screen, like without me having to physically do it in the editing. Like there's a button on YouTube. It took me 4 years to finally like put forth effort and do it, but I did it. I don't know why, but I'm like super proud of myself for doing something that could have been done like 2 seconds through Google. If you had to pick roughly top 5 best tracks, Daytona, Dega, Bristol, Martinsville, Darlington is what Austin said, and I have to get rid of one of them. I'm gonna go with a pass on that because I don't want to get rid of any of them. So, and I'm gonna get torched. Someone's gonna out of context me one day, and it's gonna get ugly. So we're gonna deny that question. I'm not gonna answer that one. Just I love all 5 of those tracks equally. Are you a fan of McMurray in the booth? I am. I actually like him. He's kind of like he's not. The thing about the NBC, so the Fox booth is, before Boyer is a little bit more calm. With Boyer there, it got a little more exciting and stuff, like a little more, like loud, I guess. Like Boyer wasn't screaming the whole time, but the NBC booth, I like Dale Jr. and Burton in there, but it sometimes to me feels like they're trying to scream over each other, and it does get a bit annoying sometimes, and they kind of sound the same sometimes when they're screaming, so I can't tell who's talking at times. Rick Allen is Rick Allen, and you know, he has his moments, like when he called Jimmy Johnson's 7th championship. That was one of the best calls ever. He has those moments, but then he has moments where he literally can't say words and has like a stroke, like during the race. Like literally that Xfinity race last year when he was trying to say Chase Briscoe was getting chased down by Brett Moffitt, he was like, Brett, like he was literally just like no words, straight noises, and that was. Like, he has his highs of highs and lows. Then you got Burton Jr. screaming over each other. And then you have Letarte saying something, like, super important, super crucial. Something actually I care about that he's saying, but you can't hear him because people keep interrupting him. And it's just like, let the man talk. Dale, Jeff, stop screaming. And Rick, you know what? Rick, I believe in you, but Rick. I'm just going to say Rick. Oh, boy. Leave a like on the live stream. That'd be great. Let's see. You like him better than Jeff. Jeff, I feel like Jeff got better as the years went on. Those first 2 years, I think it was, were pretty rough in terms of like, because I don't think he wasn't comfortable. You could kind of just tell he wasn't comfortable with what to say, how to describe things, and you know, he's got that headset on. I just feel like he wasn't comfortable at first. But as he started to get more experience, I'm sure Darrell Waltrip, Mike Joy kind of coached him a bit. He got better. 2018, I don't remember what happened there with him, but 2019 was good. That last year with Darrell Waltrip, I thought it was pretty decent. It was better than those first 3 years. And then him and Mike Joy alone in the booth honestly wasn't that bad. I personally enjoyed it. It wasn't anything special, but I thought it was enough for the time waiting for someone to fill in that seat, that third seat. I thought they did good enough. And then this year with Boyer, I honestly thought it was really good. Gordon seemed the most confident he had been in the booth. I feel like him and Boyer meshed really well in the booth. You know, they were able to kind of click things off each other about their thoughts on the cars and stuff. And then obviously Mike Joy was there too to kind of like help if they ever got off track, to kind of keep them in line. But I thought Gordon did really good this year. I think this was his best year by far. But yeah, as a Hendrick Motorsports fan, I am glad that he is starting to, as the rumors are saying, that he is starting to get closer to the bigger positions at Hendrick Motorsports. So, yeah, that's what I'll say. But I don't know whose replacement's going to be. But if it was Jamie McMurray, I would be happy. I like Jamie McMurray. I think he does a really good job. But, yeah, there's also some other good active drivers that do it. Logano, I think Logano's really good. Blaney's done good. Austin Dillon's done good. I really like Kurt Busch. I don't know why, but I really like Kurt Busch when he does the truck races and stuff. I think he does a pretty good job. But yeah, Byron had the car to beat at the All-Star. Oh man, dude, when he was chasing down Elliott in that second to last stage, I really thought he was gonna win. I was getting really excited. I was wearing this hat the whole day. I love to see the Exalted 24 car on track, the new paint scheme. That's the first time I had seen it in person. So to see that paint scheme, that sponsor, that number together as a Jeff Gordon fan was really cool. And if he were to win, that would have been epic. And going into that last stage, I think he restarted on the front row or the second row. And, I was like, man, if he can get a good restart, this might be it. But when I saw Blaney take him 3 wide into 1, I was like, well, I guess Bill's done unless the top 5 wreck each other. And, of course, they didn't. But it was cool to see Jeff Gordon's car win. I saw Jeff Gordon's car that he co-owns, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. I saw him win 6 times in person. But it had been a while, so 4 years, I guess. So it was cool to see that. But, yeah, Larson, what a year he's having. I don't even, if he keeps winning at this rate, the field, the rest of NASCAR is about to just get slapped around. Let's see. I missed a couple comments. Sorry about that. Hold on. Speaking of practice and qualifying, say Elliott was the best driver last year. 2020, 2021 championships were more impressive with no practice and qualifying. 2020, I would say so because no one had done it before. No one had gone consecutive weeks without practice and qualifying. It was new to everyone, so they were obviously the ones to rise to the top at the end there. But Harvick was impressive last year, Hamlin. So I'd say those 3 teams were the best at it. All right. Rick Hendrick Motorsports, best year ever. You can make an argument at the rate they're going. It's looking like it, but I think there's a lot of room to still add to those numbers. By the way, they had at the Chevy display, they had this thing with Chase Elliott's fire suit from the 800th win that I was at COTA, really cool, and the 800th win flags. And if you completed a survey, they gave you the shirt, 800 Cup win shirt, and it has the signature wins on the back, the first, the 100th, the 200th, the 300th, the 400th, the 500th, 600th, 700th, 800th. I didn't know this, but I was also at the 700th. It was 2013 or 2012 Jimmy Johnson, Texas. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was free. All I had to do was answer 5 questions on a survey. So I'd say it was a good 2 minutes spent to get a free shirt. That usually would be $30. So that was neat. I say bring either Jamie Mack or Dale Jr. to the Fox. I don't think Dale Jr. will leave NBC unless someone at NBC makes him mad or if Fox gives him an offer that he wants. I don't think he's doing it for the money. He's got a good chunk of money and endorsements, his Xfinity team. I'm sure he's got a ton of money from his contracts when he was racing, so I don't think he's motivated by money, so Fox would have to give him something that he wants. I don't see him leaving NBC, though. I like when the NBC guys have a bunch of guys that are in different spots on the track. Oh, yeah, like the radio. What do they call it? The radio-style broadcast, like Watkins Glen, what they do at Watkins Glen and stuff. I hope they do that at Road America. That will be fun, because they get one of the MRN guys. I can't remember which one. I think it's Bagley, and I really like his voice. I think he does a great job at calling the races, so I hope they do that for Road America. What other road courses do we have this year? Watkins Glen, Indianapolis Road Course, the Roval. So I hope they do that for some of those road courses. I think that'll be really fun. NBC has been doing a great job with IndyCar. Dude, Lee Diffie, you remember, it was 2017. It was 2017 because Larson, that was the Michigan that Larson won, where he didn't lead all race until he started 4th on that last restart. and he split Truex and Jones for the lead and took off to win because Lee Diffie was calling it. And like, I loved it. Like, he did that one race because Rick Allen went to, like, I think it was South Korea for the Winter Olympics that year or something. I can't even remember. For some reason, Rick Allen was gone. He wasn't sick. It's not like he was sick or anything or something happened to him. He went, I'm pretty sure it was for like work NBC related. But anyways, point being, Lee Diffie filled in and he did absolutely incredible. And I was like, how do we keep this guy in the booth every week? IndyCar's got him. IndyCar fans, if you're listening to me, you guys are so lucky. That guy is amazing. You know, as I said earlier, Rick Allen does have his moments where he's actually really good. But I'm telling you, I love Lee Diffie. I think he's amazing. He's great. He's awesome. Him and Alan Bestwick. Like, when Mike Joy retires, Alan Bestwick should take over Fox unless, you know, like some other company picks it up. But Alan Bestwick should be the lead guy on one network. Lee Diffie, the other network. Because, I don't know, I just really like them both. All right. Hello, NASCAR Engaged with Gage, man. Yes. Sitting behind me at the Xfinity and truck race. It was great meeting you at the track. It was fun time, fun races. It was a little hot, but had fun talking to you about those races, the trucks race, and then later on the Xfinity race. Got to see some fun moments, some cool things. So, yeah, it was really nice meeting you. I think Jeff owns Bowman's car. I don't think he signs with the team, only the 48 number. Well, the thing is, so here's the thing why I think Jeff owns the 5. Because when Larson got that first win at Las Vegas with Hendrick, when he thanked people, he said, thank you, Rick Hendrick, Jeff Gordon, and then everyone else. He said, like, Rick Hendrick, Jeff Gordon, Cliff Daniels, team. So that's what makes me think it was Gordon. That's why I think it's Gordon's car, and that also used to be Jimmy's car. They just rebranded it. It obviously could be Bowman's car too, because the 48, Gordon could have just been with the 48. He co-owned the 48, but I think it's Larson. I could be wrong. I don't know. The internet hasn't told me. I don't have Jeff Gordon's cell phone number. I can't just call him up and say, hey, which car do you co-own? If you can do that and you can get me that information, that would be great. Please get me that information. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Gordon co-owns the 5. I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% confident, but I'm pretty sure it's the 5. It's the 5 with 48. I'm 100% confident on that. It's not the 9 or the 24, but I'm pretty sure it's the 5. Let's see. This year's the best Hendrick team overall. Does not mean the best year for history. Yeah, they're the best team this year by far. I mean, all 4 of their drivers have won. 2 of them have won multiple races. One of them is currently, like, owning the field. Kyle Larson hasn't finished worse than second since May 2nd. Like, in that race he dominated, but he got shuffled back on some stupid late restart. I think, what happened at Kansas? I can't remember what happened at Kansas. Larson was like 3rd, and then he ended up like 20th or something. But the dude's been insane. 2nd at Darlington, 2nd at Dover, 2nd at COTA, 1st at the 600, 1st at Sonoma, 1st at the All-Star race. Like, he's on a tear. He is demolishing the field, and it's not like he's lucking in. He's dominating these races. He dominated Dover and finished 2nd. He dominated what's that other track called? Dover. I think I said Dover. He didn't dominate COTA, but he was up there all day. And then he dominated the 600, dominated Sonoma. He didn't dominate on Sunday, but he did enough with all the weird inverts and stuff. Bagley, he's a fantastic commentator. I agree. Coyle Lawson bounces off the 2 Toyotas. I did a terrible accent there. I'm sorry if you're from Great Britain. I guess that's a British accent. And I offended you. I'm sorry, but I tried. You know how basketball teams have different positions? Pick a team with these positions for NASCAR: best road course racer, best super speedway racer, best short track racer, best intermediate racer. Okay, that's like an amazing question. Wow. Okay. So let's go with road course Elliott. Best super speedway Hamlin. Best short track. Let's go with Truex. Let's go Truex for short track. And intermediate, I'll go Larson. Just based on this year, if we're basing it off this year, I'm 100% locking those in. We'll go with that. Intermediates Larson, short track Truex, road course Elliott, and super speedway Hamlin. Both all-time and current. Okay, I missed that. All-time. Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon. Am I allowed to say that? Okay, actually, super speedway we'll give to Dale Earnhardt. For everything else, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Gordon. Seriously, though, super speedway, Dale Earnhardt. Intermediate, Jimmy Johnson. Short track, short track. Oh boy. Road course, we're going Gordon. And then short track, we will go with I don't know. That's a tough one. The short track's a tough one because I used Earnhardt already. I used Gordon already. I used Jimmy already. I guess Richard Petty. We'll do Richard Petty. He had 15 or something wins at Martinsville. The 5 team is the old 48 team. Yes, the 5 team, that's Jimmy Johnson's team from last year. The Cliff Daniels, crew chief, 48 pit crew from last year. That's Jimmy Johnson's team is the 5 this year. It's the 5, yes. NASCAR stop motion and more. I'm going to believe you. But so if Kyle Larson wins the championship this year, that makes Jeff Gordon a 12-time champion. That's how that works, yeah. Hold on. Chase Elliott, more wins this year? Yes. I think I picked him preseason for Road America. I think I picked him for Indianapolis Road Course, but I'm going to change that because William Byron's running the Exalta 24, and we know the history of DuPont Exalta 24 inaugural Indianapolis event, so I'm probably going to end up changing that. Elliott, Watkins, Glenn, that's a very good combo. He'll probably win that. What other tracks do we have this year? He's been better at the intermediates as of recently, so I wouldn't be shocked, if Larson misses a setup one week. Elliott, if they step up that week, they could get a win at one of the intermediates. Bristol is in the playoffs. He's really good at Bristol, so I could see him winning there. Martinsville, he could win at. Phoenix, he could win at. The Roval, he could win at. But, yeah. I miss getting freebies at NASCAR events. Oh, dude. Oh yeah. We got this. Speedy Cash thing. It had a cup. It had the one of those slap bracelets. I wore it as a necklace in my vlog. But look, they handed out these things. The lighting is kind of destroying it. But it's a Todd Gilliland signed. Like it's a pre-signed. So like before the race or something, he signed a bunch of these hero cards. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Todd Gilliland signed this thing. Got a cup out of it. Got a slap bracelet out of it. That's from 2019. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So, yeah, free stuff at the track is always awesome. And then, obviously, I told you guys about the shirt. NASCAR. Saints NASCAR fan 14 with the most accurate comment of the day. NASCAR. It's an Australian accent. I grew up there from 2005 to 2013. If you're referring to Lee Diffie, then I take that apology to the British back. Australians, I apologize to you instead. And that's cool that you grew up there. I've heard Australia is a very unique place. Fun fact, before Darlington, Hamlin had 175 points. Oh my gosh. I knew he had a 100-plus point lead. I didn't realize it was almost 200 points. Now it's 47. Yeah. Larson might catch him this week. If Hamlin wrecks and Larson just keeps on being Kyle Larson's going to have a double-digit point lead when we leave Nashville. That obviously, as I just said, Hamlin's going to have a bad week. He's going to have to crash. He's going to have some problem. But if Larson just keeps doing what he's doing, he will win the regular season championship by 500 points. That's an exaggeration, but you get my point.
Truex.
Okay. Message retracted. I always fear those. Yes. All right. Everyone, Burning Rubber's comment is going to clear everything up. I think about it all the time, and it honestly hurts my brain a bit. So the current 5 car used to be the 48. The Lowe's 48 is now the 5 car. The 9 car used to be the Axalta Drive 10 Hunger 24. The 48 used to be the Nationwide National Guard 88. And then what's the 4th car? I think I said them all. So the 48, okay, we got to do this. See, it's difficult to keep up with. The current 48 used to be the 88. The current 5 used to be the 48. The current 24 used to be the 5. And then the current 9 used to be the 24. I think we got that cleared up. Sometimes I have to think about it because it really is confusing how they change numbers. Like, that's twice in 3 years that they did it, so it's confusing. But if you don't understand it, I don't blame you. Very controversial, but I put Logano up there with Earnhardt for best super speedway racer. You see, Logano, he hasn't won one in like 5 years, so that's why I wouldn't give him that spot. I could see where you're arguing because he is a really good super speedway racer, but he's also wrecked himself a lot, and he doesn't have the numbers that Earnhardt put up. He doesn't have 10 Talladega wins. He doesn't have 20 Daytona wins or whatever it was. Like, he just doesn't have the numbers. I don't know how many Earnhardt won at Daytona. That 20 is probably including like exhibition and Busch races, but you get my point. I saw Jeff Gordon and Clint Boyer at the Stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas on Sunday. Dang it, I wish I would have known that. I would have gone to Fort Worth. But, that's cool. If you got to meet them, that's really cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's like really cool if you got to meet them. You know, that's Jeff Gordon's my favorite NASCAR driver of all time, so that'd be really cool to meet him. And then Clint Boyer, obviously, love that dude. Great personality. He was a pretty good driver. So yeah. Just to be different, my all-time team is Rusty Wallace, short track, Dale Jr., super speedway, Gordon, intermediate, Stewart. Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I read that right. Okay. I got a whole damn rear bumper as a freebie when I went to a late model race last week. There was a huge bumper right in front of us in the Xfinity race. There was this huge crash behind us. And, we couldn't look because it kicked up a bunch of grass. It was getting our eyes. But we look up like 2 seconds later, and literally someone's back bumper is just sitting there in the middle of the racetrack. And it was like right near the, what do they call that thing? The Choose V. It was right near that thing. And, people were trying to avoid it. They were trying to swerve and avoid it. It looked like they were choosing their line on the Choose V. Some went high, some went low. So I thought that was pretty funny. Let's see. I hope Watkins Glen is back next year. I don't think they're planning on leaving. I hope not. I think that's arguably the best road course. I love Watkins Glen. Would you travel 20 years into the future of NASCAR or 20 years into the past? Well, I'm a Jeff Gordon fan, so and I never got to see him like dominate the field. So I'm gonna go with 20 years into the past. We'll go with that. We'll go with what everyone considers the golden age of NASCAR. The late 90s, the early 2000s. We'll go with that. 20 years in the past. I'd love to meet Clint one day. I feel like he'd be the best driver to have a conversation with. Yes, that would be an interesting conversation. Depending on what you get him going on, whether it's like the Kansas City Chiefs, whether it's like his thoughts on the upcoming race, whether it's some weird story on his farm or whatever, I feel like that would be a heck of a story that he could tell. Future so I can see Ty Gibbs is Jesus Christ in a fire suit. Ty Gibbs has been insane. What's he got, like 3 wins and 8 starts or something? The guy's been going crazy. I don't know. He's gonna be something, but I'm curious to see how quickly they move him up to Cup through Xfinity. Like, when are they gonna give him his first full-time Xfinity gig? When are they gonna give him a Cup gig? I saw your vlog with Galding's rear bumper. Yeah. I was laughing for about 10 minutes after that. That's like always the funny part of a NASCAR is like on the TV and stuff when the part goes flying off. It's in the middle of the track and then they show the car like completely separated, like the engine hood. That's a funny one when the engine hood is off. The late 90s are overrated to me. I didn't see them, so I can't say if they're overrated or underrated, but I do want to see them. I think Chase Elliott is going to dominate Watkins Glen this year. That's a pretty safe bet because he's done that the last 2 times they've been there. I'd absolutely love to be a fan through the early 2000s. That would be an experience. I'll tell you that. That would be an experience. Let's see. Let's see. All right. No, that's not what I want. My computer is being slow. Hold on. Get out. No, stop it. Sorry, computer. Technology can be mean sometimes. Okay. In the next 10 years, who will have the most championships? All time or out of like active drivers? Because that is a different answer. I think in active drivers, the all-time list is going to stay. I don't think that gets touched, especially with this whack format. Larson's going to win a championship. Elliott might win another championship. Byron might sneak up there and win a championship. Kyle Busch, if he can get it together, he might get himself a championship. Truex could get another championship. Harvick, if SHR can get it together, he could get another championship. Dare I say it, Hamlin could get a championship. Joey Logano, he's going to get another championship. Brad, if Brad goes to Roush, then no. I'm sorry, Roush fans, but that's not happening. Yeah, that's it. We'll go with those potential champions. Bowman, I think Bowman's got potential, but he's got to be more consistent. He needs to be more consistent. He's able to win. He's able to win multiple times in a season, which is a huge step in the right direction. But I do need to see some more consistency from Alex Bowman. But I'm very impressed with him this year. I'm not saying that he's having a bad year at all. He's having a tremendous year. But I do need to see some more consistency to call him a lock for a future champion. I will go with Gordon, first-time race win. I would go to the 94 Brickyard 400. The hype around that race, the sold-out crowd, the cheering fans when Gordon won, I'd go to that one. Favorite NASCAR podcast to listen to? I don't listen to that many podcasts anymore. I used to listen to them all the time, but I just don't anymore. But I'll watch clips from Dale Jr.'s podcast. I'll listen to Blaney's podcast sometimes, but I don't listen to a ton of podcasts anymore. I would say Byron 3, Elliott 6, Larson 5, Blaney 2, Kyle Busch 2, 3, Joey 3, Bell 1, active Cup champions to me. Does those numbers mean how many they're going to get? Because if so, that's something. Logano and Elliott's going to bag at least 2 more each. People forget they're like 10 years away from a driver's prime. Joey's closer. Joey might be 30. Elliott's mid-20s. I want to say 24, 25, maybe even 26. Joey, though, he's closer to 30, so he's getting closer to that prime. Elliott, if he's not in his prime yet, then that's a little freaky. Like freaky in a good way for Hendrick Motorsports, but freaky in a bad way for everyone else. Larson, I mean, if you're making that same argument for Larson's in that same age range. But if it gets to a point where literally Larson and Elliott are your winners every week, mind blowing. With the exceptional like Michael McDowell Daytona 500, what are we gonna do? Ooh, we got a time travel question. Would you rather go back in time to stop the chase from being made, but Gordon never wins a championship, or Gordon race IndyCar? And, oh boy. Oh, but I get to run NASCAR. We'll go Gordon IndyCar. I get to run NASCAR. That'd be cool. Yeah. That'd be cool to win races in NASCAR, potentially. I don't care if I'm racing the number 53 Rick Ware Racing Ford Yoda. I would do it. If Rick Ware called me today and said, hey, do you want to drive our race car? I would say, heck yes. How do I wreck everyone that's not Hendrick Motorsports? I mean, yes, sir, I will do great at turning left. I'm just saying. Also, if I did have a time machine, I would go back in time. I would push everything in the NASCAR timeline, playoff-wise, like the chase format, 1 year back. If you push it 1 year back, Gordon wins the 04 title in the Winston format. Gordon wins the 2014 title in the old format, I'm pretty sure. So that's 6. And then I would give his car in 2015. So the first year of the elimination format is 2015. Gordon wins Martinsville. They do all that stuff. And I would give Gordon the best car in the history of NASCAR at the 2015 Homestead race. He would lead every lap, win, walk off 7 championship into the sunset. Ties him with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. 7 championships. 2007 can be the one that got away, whatever. But he goes away with 7 championships and gets to walk off the champion. And then, yeah, that would be my dream. And then if I would then have him win Martinsville in 2016 when he subs for Dale Jr. Or just have Dale Jr. never get hurt. That's, yeah. That'd be cool. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon. Yeah, if I were to compare him, Chase Elliott's more like Jimmy Johnson because he doesn't go out and like dominate every single like race every year. And, you know, but he shows up when it matters. He shows up in those last 10 races, which is what Jimmy Johnson did in his run. Sure, Jimmy Johnson in a couple of his championship years dominated the season. He dominated the years. But there were a couple that he was not the championship favorite, but those last 10 races, they stepped it up and they won championships. And I feel like that's Chase Elliott. Kyle Larson is more like Jeff Gordon in that he goes out, he laps the whole field every single week almost, and he gets himself a buttload of a lead and then just kind of, you know, if this was the Winston format, then he'd probably go and just, Rick Hendrick can pit the car. I don't care. Yeah. I'd love to get a shot at any kind of racing, really. The money just is not there. Yeah, it's unfortunate that such a, I mean, it makes sense, though, because cars are expensive, carts are expensive, whatever it is you're racing is going to be expensive to maintain the car or cart or bike, whatever it is. to repair it, to go to a track. I'm sure there are entry fees. But yeah, I'm probably too old to start anyways. But hey, if someone told me go drive this car really fast and turn left, I'd say yeah, sure, why not? If I had nothing on my calendar that week, let's do it. Let's try not to wreck the field. Or let's try to wreck the field so that I can win. That's grade A thinking right there. Kevin LePage, that's what he was thinking. All right. 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to log off for the day. "2013 Jimmie Johnson, happy he won the championship that year, but I can name 8 races that we led half the race, but Racing God said, no, we will give you 5 in a row. You can't have a 16 race win season." 2013, I saw him win at Texas that year. He won the 500 that year. He swept Daytona that year, so that was neat. I don't know where he probably won at Dover that year. I don't know where else he won. I don't remember. I know Gordon won at Martinsville that year in 2013. Even for iRacing, dude, you need 1K for a PC and at least 100 for the game. Oh my gosh. iRacing costs money? I thought it was like a video game. I know it's like more like a simulator, but I thought it was just like you download this certain software and then you plug in some wheel to your computer that you had to pay a little extra money for. You get a subscription. I knew you had to get a subscription. And then you just kind of turn left and sometimes you turn right. I thought that's what it was, but I guess I was wrong. Yikes. I love Harvick's Gravedigger paint scheme this weekend. I have not seen that yet. I have not looked at the paint scheme preview this week. Usually I've seen it by now. I don't know why I haven't seen it. He won at Pocono in Texas. I was there for the Texas win. I was there for the Texas wins in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2015, 2017. So 6 of those wins. But yeah, gonna wrap this up here. I had a blast this weekend at the track. It was really fun to see an active fan base, to see all the fans at the fan zone and stuff. Got to get free stuff again. It was just really cool to have like a full normal race back. I enjoyed it all. I enjoyed the Open. I enjoyed the race. I had some friends with me that had never been to a NASCAR race. They seemed like they enjoyed it. So yeah, it was really fun. It was really cool to see the race at Texas. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed it too. But let's see. Let's get these last 3 questions out of the way, and then I'm going to log off for the day. I did like the All-Star Open this week. It was a little chaotic at the beginning with those spins and crashes, but it got better. I liked it. And it was short, so I didn't have to sit in the heat that long. All the 6 races you've seen him win was Texas. Yep, accurate. Will Harvick get a second? Kyle get a third? Will Denny win just one? Harvick, if they don't hit on the next-gen car, no. Harvick's not winning another championship. If they do hit on the next-gen car, yes, Harvick will win another championship. It's not happening this year, though. Harvick's doing fine, but Stewart-Haas Racing isn't giving him enough to win a championship. Kyle Busch, I think I could see him getting a third. And as for Hamlin, he's got the capability. He's got the car. He's got the talent. He just can't put it together when it matters. I thought my hands were showing, so sorry if that clap scared you, but he can't put it together when it matters. So, I don't know. I don't know. Am I going to any more races this year? I want to. Not in the next few weeks. But I'm supposed to go to a fall race. Talladega. That's the plan right now. Talladega fall race. That is my next scheduled race attendance. But yes. Anyways, good seeing you guys. Good talking to you guys. Great questions as always. I enjoyed talking about this weekend and other various things. See you later this week in the comments and the videos and the vlogs and the whatever. I'm going to post that Sammy Hagar clip at one point. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy.